Hello there and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing the Mandalorian. This is chapter 19 to the third episode of season 3. It looks like it's a long episode, so maybe like the longest in the series so far. So that's quite intriguing, like what's going to happen, where we left off, of course, on Mandalore. Just saw a mythosaur. Hello? That's... Yeah, I still can't get over that, and I'm sure Bo and Din, well, Din didn't really see it, but Bo probably feels the same, like, what in the... I did not expect that. And then, of course, Grogu still there as well, and we'll see what else is going to go down in this extra long episode of The Mandalorian. So excited. Do you have anything you want to say before we start?
Just the usual, we're on speed dial. On our baby speed dial.
Yes.
So if we'd cut or something like that, or you can hear him say "ma ma ma," that is probably just like,
yeah, because he's awake, and then we have to do something about it. But probably only the people watching the full uncut versions on Patreon will notice that. And what? Just
quick fun fact, because I noticed earlier when I put on the makeup, because I have a palette that's called the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
And last time I wore an eyeshadow called Mythosaur.
Yes.
And it was just kind of funny how, like, the coincidence there.
Exactly. Yeah. Didn't know about it, and then whoops, there's a Mythosaur on screen. What are you wearing today?
I am wearing This Is the Way.
And
Imperial Credit.
Imperial Credit. All right. So we'll see if that matches up to something that's going to be in the episode once again. But as per usual, I also want to ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like, comment. I also mentioned Patreon before, where you can watch the full uncut reactions and just sync it up to your own copy of the episode. We have a bunch of other stuff over there as well. And all the support is greatly appreciated. We also appreciate you guys watching us here on YouTube, clicking on the video. And as I said, please also throw in a like and a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Let's do this. The Mandalorian, Chapter 19. Here we go.
Yeah, I got Beskar steel in the inner corner as well.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
That sounds uncomfortable.
What do you have for me?
According to ancient folklore, the mines were once a mythosaur lair.
I swear on my name.
Oh yeah, that was a whole thing. Did he just fall off the edge and sink, or did something drag him? And it's like, does it matter? Not really. What matters is...
what we saw right there.
Yeah, what was down there. Superstition, huh, Bo? It's funny calling her Bo, because like, Bo, B-O, it's such a typical name in Denmark.
Well, not anymore.
Not
it's
that.
More like a Gen X and Boomer and older than that.
Name, yeah. Right where we left off. Thank you. Oh, she is just contemplating. Processing.
But she basically just saw Loch Ness, right?
Basically, yeah. Oh. Dad, are you alright?
You bathed in the living waters. You are Mandalorian again. Can we leave now?
You're not gonna say anything?
You see anything down there?
I saw the chasm passing me as I fell.
Did you see anything alive?
Alive?
Just say it.
I don't know, Mythosaur? Maybe she just didn't believe her own eyes, you know?
I don't know what's going through her head right now.
She just needed some sort of confirmation, but...
Yeah.
Or maybe she feels like she was chosen to see it, you know what I mean? And perhaps that was it.
Starting to believe?
Yeah.
I would invite you in for a feast, but I'm guessing that helmet isn't coming off again.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Did you say feast? Oh, what the?
Took a hit.
Something's coming up on us fast. It looks like a squadron of TIE Interceptor.
What? Oh! Where did they come from?
Where'd they come from?
Oh, yeah,
Got
okay.
off a lot of Imperial warlords.
They tend to get mad when you hijack their ships.
Now you tell me.
Big surprise. Nice shot.
Interceptors are a lot tougher than TIE fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still up for the transfer?
I don't see any other choice.
Buckle up.
Whoa, that was close.
Oi! Oh. Oh no 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 no. Go 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 fast. Faster. Oh.
Well, it is fast, right?
It's really fast. Yeah.
Kind of looks like, I don't know, Iceland? A little bit?
Iceland? Scotland?
Yeah.
Perhaps. Nice. Ooh, yeah.
Made it to the N1. Heading to you.
Oh, this whole sequence is crazy. TIE interceptors.
Don't worry. I grew up flying these cliffs. Of course, it's been a while.
Oh.
It's a real scaredy cat, right?
R5?
Yeah.
Not as brave as another astromech we know. Oh, oh that's
Oh, that
nice.
was cool.
Boonk. Ah, that was amazing.
Not bad for an antique.
You take any damage?
What? Oh no 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 no.
Were they just trying to lure them off so they could bomb the place?
I don't know.
Oh no. Those gonna be devastated. Wow.
Oh, she mad. Oh, what else? Whoa, whoa, whoa!
It's like almost like a whole army.
Turn around, stop. Bo. Again. Oh, man.
That's a lot of ships for an Imperial warlord.
Whoa.
What? That was just the intro. Ah! Okay, what's the title? The Convert.
Is Bo gonna...
I don't know.
Coruscant!
What? Oh, it looks so great. Who are we gonna be following on Coruscant though? Dr. Pershing.
Now the New Republic has
That's-
given us a second chance. So thank you.
Or?
What are you?
He looked familiar.
Inhumane at the behest of a desperate individual intent
Ah,
on
it's
She
her.
looked familiar.
Yeah.
to secure more power for himself.
That's the reason why they showed her in the previously on.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Katie something. Are they in the amphitheater? The whole scene with Palpatine and Anakin talking about Darth Plagueis the Wise.
It was then that I vowed to make it my life's work to help others avoid such needless loss.
Or is he the convert?
What my work explored was the hopes of combining multiple strands to create replicas that incorporated the best genetic attributes of both donors.
After everything you've been through, you're just so brave. Such an inspiration.
Oh, really sucking up to him.
Congratulations on making it into the program.
Thank you.
You must be sure to visit the Sky Dome Botanical Gardens. The mysis blossoms are in full bloom, and oh my, are they something to see.
Oh my, oh my.
Ah,
Eyes on the road. I was, yeah. Eyes on where you're going.
I found the Montabog of Malastar to be utterly... look at that. Here we are. Amnesty housing.
Utterly what?
Please watch your step as you exit the vehicle.
Quite the talkative droid there.
Jetty robot.
Mm-hmm.
Amnesty Officer M34.
Amnesty Scientist, L52.
Okay, no names.
G27. M40. G68.
Oh.
Doctor.
she's definitely still working for Gideon.
I heard he escaped en route to the War Tribunal.
No, what?
Story. I heard they hooked him up to a mind flayer.
What's that?
Long live the New Republic.
Schweppes?
Jizz. No.
Gin lemon?
What do you miss, L-52?
Travel biscuits from the ration guys.
Oh, that brings back memories.
Travel biscuits?
Well, what's wrong with them?
I'm just saying, if I never see another ration pack in my life, I'll die happy.
All right,
I'll drink to that.
If I want something dry, I'll just listen to your joke.
It's not precisely located at our...
That's suspicious. Look down. Did someone leave something for you? And that definitely looks imperial.
I was just about to say, is it travel biscuits?
Oh, okay. What's the play here? I'm so intrigued.
Good morning, L-52. Happy Bindu Day.
Bendu Day? I'm seeing a lot of Coruscant.
You're melting.
Oh,
What? Okay.
glowing ice cream.
Why not continue your research here?
The ethics of cloning are complicated.
But if it could help the New Republic, isn't that important enough? Sometimes you have to trust your gut. There are lots of capable people who want to help. You understand what I'm saying?
Really trying to convince him here.
Highest mountain on Coruscant.
Huh.
They say it's the only place on the entire surface where you can see the planet itself.
Cool. So much information. Like, my mind is overload.
Please refrain from physical contact with
So
roommates.
sorry. You knew that was gonna happen, didn't you?
No littering.
If I were to pursue my own research recreationally, would that be allowed?
Your previous research involved cloning and genetic engineering. That class of research is expressly prohibited by the Coruscant Accords, Section 13, subparagraph.
That's a no.
You want to help the New Republic. They just can't see it yet. We can get you a mobile lab station, but it would require going outside our designated perimeter.
Of course.
I have a lot to make up for. But if your research really is as important as you say, I'll take that risk.
I have a tendency of being too trusting, but she's manipulating him, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I really want to believe her, but...
Sleep on it, okay?
Also...
Those are some guns.
I was thinking of the same, yeah. She looks great.
She seems like a really cool person in real life as well. I saw an interview, like Christian Harloff had her in his studio.
It's all still perfectly good.
It's Imperial technology.
Yes, but it can still be put to good use.
It would require authorization from the department. I know it's not easy, but I assure you, this is truly helping the New Republic.
Have you experienced any feelings of anger or resentment towards the New Republic government or its representatives?
Yes.
Have you experienced any feelings of anger or resentment?
No.
Thank you for continuing to be...
Our main objective is to help the Republic.
Correct.
And that supersedes everything else?
It does.
The mobile lab station? Let's go get it.
Good. Tomorrow night?
Alright, let's see. Nope. I thought maybe she was going to go back in there and contact someone. Still listening device in that box or something? Like to keep tabs on him? Very risky. Yeah.
Tongs days, am I right?
Tongs Day?
You slip in, grab what you need, and we're back at Amnesty Housing before you know it.
Have you done this before?
Where are they gonna set it up is the question.
Where do you think I got the biscuits?
So yeah, it was her.
Of course it was her.
Yeah, but yeah.
He is not good at hiding his discomfort.
No. Yikes.
No thank you.
You can do it.
Ah.
Tongs days. Am I right?
Oh.
Ow.
Schmott.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, that's rather poor design if you have to, like, go between the... Like, what, cots? Cots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump!
What?
What?
That speed? That's death. Okay, as soon as it slows down, or... Whoa! Oh, okay.
Lucky?
Oh, she's done that before. She knew that was there. Yep. It's an Imperial Star Destroyer.
Sorry I never introduced myself.
Yeah, what is your real name?
Elia Kane, communications officer.
Elia Kane.
I remember the first time I was in a place like this. I couldn't believe I'd made it. My mother was a doctor in the town where I grew up. I would spend days in her office dreaming of a lab like this. But to actually be in one...
Sorry, it just seems familiar.
Yeah, you've spent some time in a lab.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Just the ship settling. Keep packing.
Are you
I'll keep watch just in case.
sure? And I'm like, do I want them to get caught or not?
Yeah.
Or like...
Wow, it's huge. It's crazy how huge it is, right?
That's what she said.
The Star Destroyer?
Yeah.
And then it's... Oh, damn it. And then compared to Death Star, teeny tiny. Huh? What?
Raise your hands up into 2.
Huh?
Was it like a test or something?
The fuck?
Wait, this is a mind flayer.
This is a 602 mitigator.
You're gonna wipe my mind.
Absolutely not. This isn't the Empire, son. This device is used to heal.
It's still...
You are a real credit to this program. It's nice to know that for every failure, there's a success like you.
They don't have any questions for her whatsoever? Like...
You're welcome to stay.
I don't know what her freaking plan is. Where does her allegiance lie truly? Yep, she's gonna turn it all the way up. Whew, okay, now back to this. That was some detour. What in the...
Bringing you to a Mandalorian covert.
Oh, we're...
This is how we have survived in exile.
They still live by the old ways.
Yes. It will go smoother if you keep your helmet on. Trust me.
Yeah. Of course. It's Paz Vizsla. They might have a thing or two to talk about, those two.
I am Bo-Katan of Clan Kryze.
Your house has fallen from the way. You were both apostates.
We have been to the living waters.
Got proof. I just love seeing all of those different Mandalorian armors.
Yeah. Must be paradise for you.
I just want my own.
Yeah, I know.
So you can be able to like analyze the
I was
water.
He fell into the depths and I pulled him out.
Didn't have to mention that part. Oh.
He speaks the truth.
Okay.
Bo-Katan Kryze. By creed, you too are redeemed.
Oh.
And have you removed your helmet since? No, I have not. Then you may join our covert and live as your ancestors.
Do you want to though?
This is the way.
Interesting. Huh.
Right.
Whoa. Okay. That was a pretty crazy episode. Got something that we were sort of, expecting them to pick up where we left off, and then some unexpected things did happen there with the TIE interceptors, and then something very unexpected. Coruscant, Pershing, Kane. What's the deal? What is going on? But alright, that was chapter 19. The Convert, and that title could both refer to what was going on Coruscant, but definitely also the story with Din and Bo and going back there. And now, yeah, they're both bathed in the living waters. So if she just decides to not remove her helmet, then she can become part of their little operation there, or part of the Children of the Watch. I don't know what she's going to do exactly. I don't know what I want her to do.
No.
Or it's like, yeah, there is something cool about their dedication and the whole "this is the way," but I also feel it is somewhat, I don't want to say silly, but just the whole thing with not being able to remove your helmet. It just seems weird.
It's like you lack freedom.
Yeah, it's a bit too strict.
Yeah, and when people, whatever they believe in, when that belief becomes so strict that it kind of infringes upon your personal freedom, that's at least when I get off. Jump off the train.
Yes.
So to say.
Jump off the train, much like Kane and Pershing did.
Oh yeah, pun not intended.
No.
I guess.
But yeah, let's just stay with that storyline to begin with then, because that's also how the episode opened. They left Mandalore, and Bo-Katan chose to not say anything about the mythosaur.
Yeah.
So still keeping that to herself, and what you said about like her maybe not being sure of what she saw, was that real? Since she's really the only one who saw something down there. But all in all, I think, yeah, she's still just contemplating, still processing, because a lot just happened. A lot has happened to her, and she is kind of, yeah, she's been on her own. Everyone left her. She had her home there, and that got bombed to pieces, which was really sad to see. Thankfully, there were no one there who really got hurt. Oh, besides her droid, I guess. Yeah, that was sad. So her life just got uprooted again, and then the whole thing that went down on Mandalore, bathing in the living waters, and now going back to the Covert. Yeah, that's a lot to think about. That's a lot to process. So I understand, and of course you throw in the whole thing with the mythosaur, and like it's just, it is a lot. But I am very curious to see how she's going to react and what she's going to do or say going forward.
Yeah, could this be her her route to becoming the ruler of Mandalore again? Because if she thinks, because we did definitely saw it in the last episode, like she wields the Darksaber like no one else.
Oh yeah, she wields it with ease.
With ease. in contrast to Din, who was just like, it's heavy and clumsy, and he can't do it well
right now.
at least.
Yeah.
Then if she's the only one who saw the mythosaur,
might take it as a sign.
She might go back and try and tame it. I don't know. We kind of don't know why they like how the whole mythosaur is gonna come into play yet. But all of these hints, and perhaps her being able to actually unite people, the Mandalorian people, like Children of the Watch and whoever is left, who is not like, who's still Mandalorian but not of the way. So
yeah, she's in a position where she can gain some followers again, and she can actually start or finish what she started, perhaps with uniting all the Mandalorians. Because we got a lot of in the previous one with her talking about like that was the thing that got them all in the end, was the infighting and them not really being of the same mind. And so
perhaps she shares some of her sister's, at least some of her viewpoints, right? Some of them.
Yeah. She's not a pacifist, but at least the whole thing with like trying to unite them, or we'll see. That is that's so freaking intriguing. Like where they're gonna go with all of that, and her, being sort of raised in the way, but to her it was always just kind of a show. Like she didn't really believe in it, but now she saw something that might make her believe in it. And again, I don't know what I prefer personally there, but like whatever's gonna happen, I'm 100% in here, and just can't wait to continue that story. But surely it's also gonna link up with what we then got on Coruscant. That was a whole lot, and we learned a lot of things about how the New Republic are treating former Imperials, and like with sought amnesty, and the way they're doing it, I'm not fond of that. Like it seems like the way they're giving them like letters and numbers and like, wasn't the mind flayer, but no, it was the machine there. Like it seems off, and I wish they would have done better, because that seems like some of the procedures still seem sort of Imperial to me.
Sure, definitely. There are things like, but they did say that it was different. And I think, again, that perhaps what they lacked in the Empire was like personal freedom. They still lack a lot of personal freedom, but it seems like at least they have, like...
They still want to rehabilitate them. They still want them to do good for the New Republic. And like, I'm sure like the Empire would have done something way worse. But
sure, like even I think they mentioned it when we sat down with these
like former Imperials.
Yeah. It's like they even said straight out, like they didn't have amnesty programs like this.
Yeah.
So meaning that I think that means like, well, if you were against the Empire, then you were just done. Like you wouldn't necessarily have a chance to convert.
No.
And
no, yeah, just said no in Danish for some reason there.
And I definitely also like I understand that you have to have certain rules in play, and the guy in the archives or whatever where Pershing is now employed, he even said it like, well, we're like the New Republic is basically in scrambles. Because they have to do all this sort of stuff, and they're still like trying to find their way. Because what's it been like 5 years or something?
It really hasn't been long. Yeah, exactly about that. So they're still in a transition, sort of like from being the Empire to the New Republic, and before that was from the former Republic into the Empire, and that's not even that long ago. So like, there's been a lot of transitional periods in a matter of only like 20-30 years.
Yeah. And I think that like, well, so it's very hard to build up everything.
Yeah.
And especially if you have to be sure that people that you're trying to integrate back into society is completely integrated. You have to have certain rules and be very strict with them. I'm not saying it's gonna work, but I understand if that's a reasoning, because it's easy. I honestly don't believe that Elia Kane, she is integrated. I just think that she was...
If she's undercover of some sort.
Yeah.
And I think, still working for Gideon. And we got a little bit of information about Gideon, where there are like rumors about, okay, maybe he was also put in a mind flayer, but no, don't believe that. And then also maybe he escaped en route to his tribunal. That seems more likely, unfortunately. I think it's a good thing for the series because he's such a great bad guy, and love seeing Giancarlo Esposito. But I don't know, like, so she... I thought she wanted Pershing to, or pushing him to like continue the research, but now it just seems like she just wanted him to go with her and then pick out the things that he needed specifically to continue that kind of research, and then she was more than happy to just give him up and erase his mind.
Yeah, but perhaps they have another scientist or something, and they just needed Pershing to pick out the things that they needed for that kind of research, so that they could.
But you still need to do the I don't know. It's really interesting, at least, and I actually really like that they dedicated so much time to that whole storyline. I'm sure some people will maybe now look at it being like, why did we need to see all of that? Why did they need to spend so much time on it? But I'm sure it's going to make sense going forward and how they're going to integrate it into the whole plot.
And also the way that it's like, I think, I don't know, because I've never been trying to integrate into, either reintegrate into society, like
rehabilitation.
Into society, or trying to integrate into another culture or whatever.
No.
I've never tried it, so I don't know how it works, but perhaps it might be like a little nod to how integration works when you like seek asylum, or if you seek amnesty somewhere else, like if this is how they do it, and perhaps it's like not the, I don't know, I don't know.
As a comment on how we're doing
perhaps this. Perhaps it's like that. I don't know. It could be, and how it's also in general a comment on, because with all this stuff, all this Imperial stuff, they just it has to be discarded. It has to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Only because it's Imperial, and they're not even gonna refurbish or whatever because it's Imperial.
Yeah.
So
and Imperial research, like they're not even gonna think about, okay, it could do some good, but because it's Imperial, we're not gonna touch it. And that's like that you can, look at something like the Nazis in World War II, where there were some scientists and they had some breakthroughs, I guess, or at least they did some work, and it's like, but it was unethical. So should we use it even though like it might contribute to something, or shouldn't we, because it is unethical, then we should just discard it? Or like there's something real in that as well.
Absolutely. We in the scientific field, like especially when it comes to human biology and medicine, we would not have gone to the place where we are today without all of the horrible work the Nazis did. And it's one of those classical cases when you talk about like ethics, like the whole theory of science, like the ethics of science. Whether if you gain, like if you get a lot of knowledge and if you gain a lot of data from unethical science, should we then use it or not?
Yeah.
And well, I also another thing is also kind of tying into like this like the New Republic using some of the Imperial techniques. Is like that the person trying like doing the mind flaying thing. He said like, well, it's actually very useful to treat trauma and stuff like that if you do use it on a low setting.
Yeah, the Moncal did it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he and it's like a lot of things are useful, and we figure out that they're useful if you use it in the right right way.
As long as you don't turn it up to 11.
Exactly, and then that's because almost anything can be turned into a weapon if you use it as a weapon, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So for me, it's just also a little. It's a bit dodgy, of course, but sometimes, and that's also like what he talked about, or what they talked about. How you should still use your knowledge. You should still try and work on all of this, but for the good of it. But it's just it's interesting topic for sure. Talking about ethics and all of that. And I think the most wonderful thing about ethics is usually that there's not necessarily a right or wrong.
It is subjective because it is something that like we as humans have applied to it, like that, and it can be, I guess, discussed and yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, for one thing, I took a course. I had to take a course to get certified for it, but to get to work with the lab animals. And then there was like a test, like what kind of person are you when it comes to lab animals and like the ethics of it. And it was made like what you end up as. It's not necessarily a bad thing because everything has its drawbacks and its advantages. So it was not necessarily that it's right or wrong to be like completely for animals, like animal rights and welfare and everything. It's not right, it's not wrong, but being 100% utilitarian when it comes to it is also not right or wrong, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I just like the way that it was, because it made me think a lot about it. Like how, when it comes to ethics, there might not necessarily be a right way or
it's not black and white
way. Yeah, in that regard.
Yeah, it's more in the grays,
and we should use what good comes from it and all the benefits that come from it to work forward,
and will the end justify the means, sort of a deal as well, right? Like, okay,
that's a utilitarian way, but you don't have to be utilitarian. You don't have to.
No. But like, it's a question of, okay, if we do all of these things that might be considered unethical, will the result be worth it in the end?
Again, kind of.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily.
You don't have to look at it that way. No.
And that's the thing. You don't have to follow a specific path or be of a specific mind to.
Sure.
To be valid.
Yeah.
And I just think that's such an interesting topic
that they're getting into here.
Yeah, and yeah.
And it seems like they're maybe gonna continue some of that because we're like, they want to continue the research somehow. Someone wants someone to continue the research, and with the whole cloning thing, which is prohibited under New Republic law.
Yeah, and I definitely understand why. Because they come so far, it seems.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, and like the whole thing with the clone army is not that long ago either. So
and have we heard about what kind of cloning he did before? Because he did talk about it in this one. I don't know if we actually heard about it before.
He was talking a little bit about it in the amphitheater that we again also saw in Revenge of the Sith, where like they had one way of being able to clone someone just from one genetic strand, but he was taking it a little bit further by maybe being able to mix strands from different donors to get like the best parts.
Yes, but have we heard about it before he said it there? during.
No, like that? No, not in detail.
No, exactly. And us, like, that's a kind of a hint to what they wanted to do, I think, and what Moff Gideon might have wanted to do.
Yes.
Is to take, like, some of the best parts and put them all together and basically make super soldiers. And if
maybe
Gideon
like that,
if Gideon makes an army like that,
or maybe
that's
yeah,
freaking dangerous.
Very. Or maybe it is also connected to the whole thing with Palpatine in the sequel trilogy, and they're gonna explain some of that with the cloning, because they wanted Grogu for a reason. They wanted a very force sensitive creature for a reason. Yeah. Because
that could be one part of the genetic strain that they're gonna.
Definitely, yeah. So we're gonna have to wait and see what's gonna come of that. Yes. But also learned some other things like names of the days in like a couple. Like we got Bendu Day, which is apparently like that's the 5th and final day of the week.
Oh.
And I reacted to Bendu because like if you watch Star Wars Rebels, I am the Bendu, the one in the middle. But it's more named after the Bendu monks of Coruscant. And then we also have Tongs Day. Tongs Day, am I right? Is that Monday?
Yeah.
Because that's like, Mondays. Am I right? Perhaps. I could look it up again here.
But they said like Bendu Day. He did say Happy Bendu Day.
Just like Happy Friday or like Happy Weekend.
Yeah, but then
like
the day after, that was Tongs Day, right?
Yeah, but
so
like
it would make sense. It would make sense that if it's Monday, yeah.
I guess it's a final day of the then but like it's a 5th and final day, so it's a 5-day week.
Sure. They don't.
It's something that I didn't know about the Star Wars galaxy necessarily. I don't know if it even had been established before this episode, because when I just looked at Wikipedia, like Bendu Day looks like the first appearance of that word is in The Mandalorian, or maybe it was mentioned before that. Yeah, I could look it up further, but I'm not gonna just sit and read here on screen. And we maybe kind of have to wrap it up because the little one might be waking up soon. I was almost like, it's not Grogu. Grogu is like right here. Not talking about Grogu, but that's a very mean way to hold him. I'm sorry. Just but something we can get into at the end is Danish word of the day. What should it be?
So how about science?
Yes, because mostly you talked a lot about science here, and there was some science stuff, a scientist and all that going on in the episode. So science in Danish is
videnskab.
Yes.
But usually mostly used when we talk about like when you talk about science in English, it's usually naturvidenskab. So basically like the science of nature and
yes,
that part of it, right?
But just to make it easier, we'll go with science in English is videnskab in Danish. So like knowledge creation is if you want to, like if you translate those words.
Or you could also a closet of information, like
yeah, because scape can also mean a closet
of knowledge.
Yeah. Now we're just making it more confusing than it necessarily should be. Again, as you see on the screen, science in English, videnskab in Danish. That's the Danish word of the day. And with that, unless you have anything else.
No.
All right, that'll do it for this reaction and review of The Mandalorian Chapter 19. Thank you guys so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Bye.
Bye.